Okay, I'm just going to try to read tonight the other three letters that I have. One is from Lucas Wu, and the letterhead is Chinese Christian Gospel Chapel, 1209 Solar Street, Manila, Philippines. And this is dated August 31st, 1961. So I will just read what I typed up because it's a little clearer than the photocopy. Okay. To Mr. T. Austin Sparks, 13 Honor Oak Road, London, SE 43, England. Beloved brother in the Lord, I could not make out exactly how long I have stopped corresponding with you, but every time I read your magazine, you are the same sweet and honorable in my thought. Since Brother Witnessley closed the door to your ministry to me and didn't accept Brother Flack into the circle of the workers, I have been privily seeking for the Lord's will and observing the whole situation continuously. In Brother Lee's teachings, I have found out several things to which I am unable to agree, namely, 1. His teaching on absolute obedience, even to wrong authority, which surely deprives the right of one's conscience to discern, question, and give the supreme place to God. 2. His requirement of absolute obedience to his teaching in his training courses by signing a pledge which obviously usurps the place of the Holy Spirit to his freely revelation. So I am not correcting the grammar in this letter. I just want to read it just the way he wrote it. Number 3, his demeaning those who wish to be his followers by signing a pledge such as, hereby from this day I hand myself up to you, Brother Lee, or by standing up from amongst the group to show one's consent to his demand. Is it not the way of a dictator? I doubt its scriptural authenticity. 4. His contradicting the principle of the independence of each local church. Since he came to Manila, he displaced the former elders and set up the new ones. The choice of the first 2 new elders in 1953 was without our consultation. That means Brother Meek and I. 5. His contradicting the principle of the limit of the regional unit in the Lord's work by enlisting the young workers from amongst us to carry out his policy in building up his personal influence. His own regional unit ought to be limited to Formosa, while ours is in the Philippines. In last April 3rd and 6th, I wrote the letters to 3 senior workers in Taipei and 3 in Kaohsiung, requesting them to pay attention to the danger of our testimony and asking them to convey my viewpoints and apprehensions to Brother Lee. I was sorry to say that my letters not only were neglected but condemned with anger by Brother Lee. On April 11th, at his arrival in Manila, I went to the airport to welcome him. In the same night, after the meeting, I approached him and asked him to grant me an interview in order to have an open-hearted talk with him, but he didn't give me a yes or no. While he was holding the training courses in Baguio, I had asked at least 6 brothers to convey my anxious request to, and there was some, in the photocopy it was cut off, the last line was cut off. Because of Brother Meek and my absence during Brother Lee's special conferences in Manila, the saints began to feel the trouble between us. After his leaving for Hong Kong and Taiwan, the elders took over the pulpits, never sending a word to invite us back to Manila. If it were not for the majority of the assembly expressing their mind that they wanted us to restore our ministry, the elders would never have allowed us to resume the ministry. Recently, Brother Lee sent Brother Wei from Hong Kong, who is one of his right-hand men, to lead his followers to oppose us. Brother Wei had tried all means to persuade the audience to his side. Being unsuccessful, he brought the minority out with him and the 4 elders to start a separate assembly, calling themselves the Manila Local Church in English and Church of God in Chinese. Before the division, once I asked Brother Wei whether he would consent to invite you to come and minister to us. He said no, because you are not in the same path with Brother Witness Lee. Beloved brother, the saints with us are all anxious that you would soon come and help us. We desperately need your advice, instruction, correction, and confirmation. The brethren asked me to seek your sympathy and your willingness to come before sending you a formal invitation. Please tell me, when could you come and help us? As soon as we get your approval, we will send you the sufficient money for your plane ticket. We also hope that you would give us one of your co-workers to come and live with us as a permanent missionary to work amongst the Filipinos. I beg whether you could spare Mr. and Mrs. Goldsworthy to us, waiting for your kindly reply. With best regards, both to you and Mrs. Sparks, yours in the love of Christ, J.C. Lucas Wu. What strikes me is how similar this letter is to a letter I read recently from the Philippines that was written in the late teens of the 2000s, 2019 maybe, and also how similar it is to some of the tactics I've also read about, such as trying to turn elders in Hong Kong against Joseph Fung and being unable to do so, then appointing new elders, etc. So that is one of the 3 letters I'll try to read tonight, or actually it's this morning now. Thank you for listening.